Okay. I've had it. We've got to go out there and start spreading positivity, man. That's the thing that we got to do, right? It's good for people. Positivity. Yeah, I've definitely rehearsed this intro, but today, what I wanted to do in this commentary was dive into the latest between our two favorite Vancouver Canuck buddies of 2024-2025. You know him, you love him. One of them is playing later today. The other is coming off of a game where he didn't score any points yesterday, but he still looked pretty good. Today we're talking about the New York Rangers and JT Miller, and we're also talking about Vancouver Canucks superstar ELIAS Pettersson. Now, you know, the funny thing is, yesterday, we also made a video about ELIAS Pettersson. We spoke about the idea of Connor Garland and Evander Kane being good line mates for Petey. We also spoke about Drew O'Connor and his role in the entire thing, and the funny part is, I did have some people responding to that video and the description that I put in the video saying, oh, today we're going over Canucks superstar ELIAS Pettersson. And I did get some replies on social media saying, hey, Pettersson's not a superstar, come on, man. And I'm like, wait, what? Okay, that's really the way the market is going to be treating this guy now, isn't it? I can say that he hasn't played like a superstar the past 21 months or so, but the reason this video was going out there is because I wanted to shine a little bit more of a light on how well he actually has been playing. The game yesterday against the Chicago Blackhawks was one of the best ELIAS Pettersson games we have seen in a long time. And you might be looking at that and saying, man, he scored 0 points. What are you talking about, Lego? He didn't go out there and do jack. And if you will be responding in that way, it just indicates to me that you did not watch the gosh darn hockey game. Because not only was ELIAS Pettersson robbed of some really beautiful points, he honestly could have had 4 or 5 just based on the shots that went wide or that were stopped up by his teammates or by him himself. ELIAS Pettersson had a number of grade A opportunities that were a result of very good Canucks movement and Petey being in the perfect spot at the perfect time. Not only that, but his activation in the overtime period to dipsy-do dangle by all the Chicago Blackhawks and then try to outwit the goalie before getting stoned by Spencer Knight, that little shift, I honestly feel like sums up the entire way Pettersson's seasons have gone the past few years. Sparks of brilliance, maybe even a holistically good game, but no points to show for it. Either he shoots it off the bar or his shot gets barely deflected away by an errant stick that prevents a surefire goal that would have gone in, or maybe the pass he makes to Besser ends up becoming a shot that rips off the post. Vancouver had a lot of posts in yesterday's game. Had all those posts gone in, ELIAS Pettersson would not have been sitting at 0 points on the night. And with this, and the Dallas game the other day as well, where ELIAS Pettersson was pretty much responsible for Brock Besser's opening power play marker, this is where we are starting to see ELIAS Pettersson enter a different form of hockey player. Not necessarily the same one that scored 100 points alongside of Andrei Kuzmenko and he looked like Pavel Datsyuk, but one that's slowly starting to unravel that confidence, and who is slowly starting to get back to that form. Because that was the biggest thing, I think, with ELIAS Pettersson that he needed to get a hold of and start shelling off, was the doubt. Once he starts doubting himself, that's when he doesn't shoot the puck when he has an open lane on the power play. That's when he double clutches and takes an extra second and a half to make a decision when he gets the puck on the power play. That's when he hesitates a little bit and he doesn't decide to expose the gap in between the two defenders and try to dipsy-do waltz right in there, dangle by 2 guys and then the goalie. He did that yesterday. He finally did that yesterday, properly. And there's been a lot more positive reception to ELIAS Pettersson and the way he's played because of moments like that. And I wanted to go out there and give Petey his credit because he honestly could be the most unlucky guy on the gosh darn team based on how he just cannot go out there and get the points. I saw a bunch of people on social media saying, yeah, Pettersson is cursed. This guy cannot buy a point, but he looks good. And there are some folks that are saying, it doesn't matter. Didn't go in. He didn't get any points. And I can understand the frustration there. 11.6 million. He's getting paid to produce. But at the same time, the team has won 2 games in a row. And despite the fact that their first periods suck, they came back in back-to-back games. And they were able to get some good depth scoring. And I'm kind of wondering, I'm like, once ELIAS Pettersson and Quinn Hughes figure it out and they start scoring too, this Canucks team is probably going to be pretty solid, as long as everybody else contributes in the ways that they have been. Let's shift gears from Vancouver over to New York, because the Rangers are playing the Montreal Canadiens today, and we'll see what JT Miller, Artemi Panarin, all these guys are able to do, because when it comes to that same JT Miller, the captain of the squad, I wanted to shine a little bit of positivity on him and his story right now too, because the Rangers, they haven't had the results they've wanted on paper. That's very, very clear. Their most recent game was a loss to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and that was a 2-1 game. Toronto took that one in overtime. Previous to that, the Rangers were shut out by Stuart Skinner and the Edmonton Oilers in Madison Square Garden. It's the first time in NHL history that an NHL team has gotten shut out 3 times in a row in their own arena. The Rangers didn't score any goals against Pittsburgh in Madison Square Garden, nor did they score any goals against the Washington Capitals last week, and then against Stuart Skinner and the Oilers, they didn't get any goals, so things weren't going in. Even in the previous game against Toronto, they only scored 1. This is what JT Miller, the captain, went out there and said after that game, saying here that if you're mentally weak, you're gonna go off the rails because this isn't working on paper. It's about getting the look. It's not about if it goes in. We're gonna keep pounding pucks to the net and outplaying teams we're playing against, and it's gonna work eventually. And this quote got a lot of reception saying, hey, wait a minute, dog, the point of the game is to have more goals than the other team. What do you mean it's not about if it goes in? This was the guy who was traded because he destroyed a locker room due to pettiness, and he's now the captain of his new team. Guess what's happening now? And here's the thing. When it comes to JT Miller, even though you can satirically poke fun at what's happening with the Rangers and the fact that JT hasn't gotten the results that he's wanted, I mean, he has more points than Pettersson this year. At the very least, he's got 3 points in 6 games, so there you go. But the thing with JT and the Rangers is they actually have been playing pretty well. And JT in particular actually has been a part of a pretty good squad that can get shots on goal and high danger chances. Per natural stat trick, the Rangers are first in the NHL in high danger chances against per 60 and 7th in high danger chances for per 60. And when you really think about what happened in those few games, I mean, they kind of got goalied by Anthony Stolarz of the Toronto Maple Leafs and Stuart Skinner of the Edmonton Oilers. And for JT Miller, he's kind of hit that nail on the head. It is a scoring drought for this New York Rangers team. They haven't been getting the goals that they've wanted, but they have been getting the chances. And Miller, in particular, he's a guy that's too skilled to not go out there and produce for an entire season. Like, I mean, I saw some people posting on social media, oh yeah, like, some guy dropped JT Miller in my fantasy league. Buddy, it's only been 2 weeks. What is a taco league if I've ever seen one here, man? JT is going to be fine. And for all the crap that I go out there and toss his way as a Vancouver Canucks fanboy, who's disappointed in the way that he ended up leaving the organization and the way that he reportedly ruined the locker room and ELIAS Pettersson's confidence, I can't in good faith say that he's been playing poorly. When you look at what the Rangers have been doing, you look at some of those advanced analytics, you see where JT Miller lies in all of that. He has been shooting, he has been creating offense, they just haven't been going in. And now, I'd say there's a pretty similar thing going on with both him and ELIAS Pettersson of the Vancouver Canucks. So we'll see what happens with JT. Let's just hope for my sake that they don't actually start scoring today against Montreal, because that would be pretty funny. But yeah, either way, you could let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button. Comments also help out with the algorithm, so I'd appreciate that if you got involved. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on, and bye.